babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki for those of you who are new here. So today we're going to be doing basically a face tutorial. So there's no eyes really included in this video, although I do tell you guys what I use. But basically we're going to be focusing on skin and the face products, and mostly that's because summer's coming up. People are getting sweaty when you go outside. If you have any like weddings in the summer, I know it's going to be really difficult because of everything going on, but any type of event or anytime you want your makeup to last a really long time, I think it's super important to have products in your collection that are staples that will make your makeup last long and that you will feel confident and not feel like, oh my god, my face is gonna melt off in the summertime. So that is my version of this. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. This is something that I've never done on my channel before, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get into it. Okay guys, so brows are already on. I decided to go ahead and try to do them off camera. They look a little blocky right now, but I think that once I have all my makeup done, it won't look that way. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with primer. And honestly, this was a routine I was doing last summer, or like maybe early fall, because fall in Georgia is still super hot and summery and humid. And so I was doing this routine a ton, pretty much up until winter. But I'm gonna go ahead and start with the e.l.f. Putty primer. This is the matte one. It is the white color, and honestly, you guys, number one, this is a product you can find like everywhere, which is great. And number two, it is such a staple for me because it really keeps my face matte and fills in any pores that I have in this area. So you don't have to blend it in perfectly. If I'm looking at myself very closely, I can see that I have like a few little areas that have like a little bit more product, and it's like got a white cast, almost like sunscreen. But it pretty much goes away as soon as you put foundation on. But next I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Oh my gosh, Jelly Pop Dew Primer. This is a new one. This is a primer that is supposed to help your makeup last long. It's a dupe for the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. However, it's really hard to get your hands on this. But if you can get your hands on it, I think it is one of the best primers on the market. It really like helps your makeup adhere to your skin, and it's like not going anywhere. However, another primer that I really like, it doesn't really have the exact same properties in the sense that it like makes your makeup like stick to your skin. I love the e.l.f. Lit From Within primer. It is like a lotiony consistency, but it's not like super drying or super hydrating, or it just is like a nice moisturizing one, but it's not too creamy, and it blends really nicely into the skin, and I feel like it's a nice base if you're looking for something else. But I'm gonna go with this one today. I was finding that some Ultas still had it, and when I first saw it and I found it and I loved it, like I realized that I liked it so much, I bought like all of them. But so yeah, it's really hard to get your hands on it, but I'm sure that some places still do have it. And honestly, I'm waiting for e.l.f. to be like, oh, we need to bring that back because it was such a like good seller. e.l.f., let me know when you're gonna do that because people need this product. And basically I put this everywhere except my nose. It does say that it's like a dewy, because it's like a dew primer, but I don't really see it being exactly dewy. Like I don't think it makes my makeup look dewy. I just really feel like it makes my makeup adhere really nicely. So next I'm going to go in with my Maybelline 24-Hour Superstay foundation. I have the shade 128 Warm Nude. You guys, this is a game changer. I remember when I first bought this, I didn't like it, like when I first tried it. And then for some reason I tried it later on and I was like, oh my god, this is what full coverage dreams are made of. So I basically like already went through one full bottle of these and just couldn't put it down. It's super nice. This color is like a perfect match for me. If I'm just a little tanner or a little lighter, I can still make it work because it has the right undertones for my skin. So if you have a similar skin tone than I do, like I don't have any self-tanner on my face, and then I have a little bit left, like maybe like the tiniest bit on my body. And yeah, this works really nicely when I am self-tanned and when I'm pretty pale, because I can like bronze a little more, bronze a little less, and kind of like drag it down and get away with it either way. So I'm just using my Haley's Beauty sponge to blend this in right now, but it's just because it's the one I had out. But I also really love the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge, I think it's what it's called. And that one, like I said, it's by e.l.f., so it's super affordable, and you can get it at most drugstores and Walmart and stuff like that. So the reason I hate doing my brows first is I hate having to work around them when I'm doing my foundation. Just because now I have to literally go over all this. Ugh. Anyway, but yeah, this was a routine. Like this exact same products is what I was using like all the time nonstop. And I love that everything is still full coverage on this foundation because you can see I have a little bit of redness here and then I have like a scar there from a pimple that I had. And it really just like covers everything up perfectly. You don't have to go in with color corrector. You don't have to put in like extra concealer. I only really use concealer to brighten up my under eye because even this technically just conceals it all. Also, my nose gets really greasy throughout the day and oily, and it's just, I hate it so much. It's like a huge insecurity for me when I'm out and about and I realize, oh my god, my nose looks super greasy, so I'm like constantly blotting it, especially in the summertime. And this foundation like really works. If you have skin that is a little bit more dry, I think I have pretty dry skin everywhere else except my nose. So if you find that your skin is a little bit more dry, I would just go in with like a dewy base and then go in with this over top. That way you can still get away with using it because let me tell you guys, it is like one of the best like drugstore full coverage foundations I think I've ever tried. Although I will say you want to make sure to apply like just enough and go in as needed. I probably used about like 2, maybe 3 pumps for my entire face, and even that is like a lot. So that's why I'm like going over it now to pick up any excess. So now that I've got my base on and my foundation is good to go, I'm going to go in with the CoverGirl truBLEND concealer. This is their Undercover Concealer in the shade Buff Beige. And I'm just going to pop this under my eyes just to brighten a little and just add a little bit more coverage under the eyes. I basically like to go in with a heavy hand under the eyes and then spread this concealer out to like highlight my nose, go between my brows, my chin, and do any highlighting that I want to do with that so that I'm not having to like go backwards and like add more product other places. And today I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me powder. This one is in the shade Fair Light. And this is just a staple product, and like Maybelline is a really good brand for complexion products. So I'm constantly using their products and finding that they work for me. So this concealer blends beautifully. It's not as drying as Tarte Shape Tape if you guys have ever used it. It's a really nice concealer. I've never found that it like was too drying on my under eyes, and sometimes I have that issue. So yeah, it's just a really great product, and it took me forever to go out and buy it because I have so many concealers in my drawers. But once I finally did, I was like, okay, this is like one of the best drugstore concealers. So I'm just going to go ahead and set my face real quick and we'll be right back. So I'm going to show you guys how like powdery my face looks as soon as I'm done like applying powder. I used a Tati Beauty Blendiful to do so, but you can just use like a powder puff. I've used a powder puff forever. And this one is actually like in this weird little like taco shape because I used to use this all the time before I got the Tati Beauty Blendiful. And so I just set my face, I leave my eyelids alone, and everything looks super powdery and like intense at first. But what I like to do is then, especially in the summertime, I like to go in with a powder. This is just the Morphe Filter Effect powder. I don't know if you can get this at Ulta yet. I have the number 4 powder. Literally any drugstore powder. I have a recommendation for you guys, but I think I'm out of it because I can't find it. Oh, I'm like almost out of this, but this is the Maybelline Better Skin Powder, and it's on its last leg. So I've only been using it for my under eyes lately because I literally can't even get my brush in here. But this powder is super good. It's one of the best at the drugstore in my opinion. So yeah, and then I'm just gonna like kind of dust away all that excess powder with this. I like to make sure my face is like totally set and everything's good to go so that I can apply like bronzers and powders onto that and it not be like super cakey. One of the best drugstore bronzers out there is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I also use this to contour my nose. I have the shade Bronzer. It's just like a standard, like their first shade they ever came out with. But now they have expanded, so they have like I think a light bronzer, a darker one, like deep bronzer or something like that. So they have different shades now, which is great because at first it was not very shade inclusive, and I even think I could go up like a shade or so from this and it'd still be great and like look really nicely. But this is just like their standard one. And I'm just going to go ahead and bronze up my face. I like to do a lot of bronzer and not so much contour. I don't really think contour looks good for my skin tone. So what I do is I just take an even deeper bronzer to kind of like deepen up this back part of my face right here. I know this is a lot of makeup, guys, but like this is like full glam face. Like you're going to do like, I don't know, you're going to be out all day but you have to look nice, and you want like a really full glam makeup. this is that. This is not like your summer beach pool makeup. I just wanted to clarify. I don't think I ever said that. But this is like sweat proof, I swear. Because I have definitely worn this makeup, like this routine, and been out and about, and it has lasted all day. Kind of giving you an outline of my day. It's about 11 a.m. or something right now, and I'm actually gonna go help my mom pack her house to move. She's actually moving to Tennessee, which is gonna be crazy for me. I don't know how I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna miss her so much. She actually lives like 8 minutes away from me right now, so it's gonna be really weird. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing today, and so we're gonna be at it all day, and we have to run some errands and stuff. And so I'm also dragging some down to my neck because I think it looks really nice and like kind of gives your face a bit more definition, especially because I'm not gonna like super contour. I feel like it just doesn't look as good on my skin tone. And I'm gonna take this same powder and a little small, like almost like an eyeshadow brush really, just like a domed eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to lightly contour my nose. I don't like to do too much on my nose, especially because like I said, it gets really oily, and so I'm always afraid of like product breaking up on my nose, so I don't want anything too drastic. But I love this bronzer for this because it's such a finely milled, like soft formula that it blends really nicely into everything, and I still get to have like a nice defined little nose. I also have a lip gloss on right now just because my lips were super dry. I'm gonna wipe this away and wipe out any foundation that I have on the top of my lip here. And then I'm gonna use that same bronzer and the same little brush, and I'm going to just bronze under my bottom lip. This is a trick that I have learned to make your lips look fuller and just a little more pouty. It like actually makes a difference. I try not to forget to do it because it looks really good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix my brows because they have like powder and stuff all over them. And then I'm gonna do some light eyeshadow real quick and we'll be right back. Okay guys, so eyes are done. I did something super simple with literally just these eyeshadows from this teeny tiny e.l.f. palette. This is their bite-sized eyeshadows in the shade, or like the little palette. It's called Pumpkin Spice, I think? Pumpkin Pie. And I just basically threw my bronzer that I had all over my face on the crease, this in the crease, this all over the lid, and then this as some eyeliner. That's it. That's it. And it was super easy. And I love the way my eyelashes look. I used the Profusion Lash Out Loud mascara. I used this in my last video, and I literally just did one coat, and I'm wildly obsessed with this mascara. I wanted to kind of tell you guys what was on my eyes in case you guys were actually curious. I wanted to do something really simple just to like get on with the video. So now I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. bronzer palette. This is a really great palette, especially if you're a beginner, and I'm going to take this deepest matte shade and I'm just going to pop it on the back area of my cheeks. I really wanted to keep this strictly drugstore, but there are other products in my collection that I love and have used to do the same look. So definitely just, you know, pick whatever you have in your collection. Like if you have an eyeshadow palette that's high end, use that. It definitely doesn't have to be drugstore anything to like pull off this look, or you know, you don't have to have the exact same products. I wanted to give you guys a good idea of how I did this, and yeah. So then what I like to do is I like to take a stippling brush and go in with a blush. I'm going to use the Rimmel Maxi blush in the shade Sweet Cheeks. And I really love using like peachy blushes to do this step, but I do this before I even put any setting spray on my face. And this is like a really, what I kind of like to call my like initial blush, because it looks like really soft and pulls everything together, like bronzer and everything. It ties it all together, and then I can put like more blush kind of concentrated at the end. So at this point I have all the like matte powders on my face, and what I'm going to do is just put some setting spray on to kind of start to lock everything in. I'm going to go in with the NYX Bare With Me spray today. This is really great. I love it. It's like one of like those all-in-one refreshing sprays. So it is a multitasking spray to prime, set, and refresh. And I'm going to use it kind of like midway in my makeup routine. So I just like to make sure my hair is back, especially because I straighten my hair, and then I like to go ahead and spray. Then if I have any water droplets, I kind of like to take the back of my beauty sponge and press it around my skin, because it makes everything look more skin-like and less powdery. And then I'm going to go in with my highlight. And if you guys have been following me for pretty much any amount of time, you know that I, number one, like super glowy makeup, and number two, I'm obsessed with this highlighter. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Precious Petals. And this is just a staple for me. Like, if I want something really glowy, I always reach for this and let it be like the first highlight on my face because it is just that good. I also like to pop it on my chin. I sometimes like to put some on the tops of my brows. You can definitely omit how much highlight you want or add more or whatever, like make it your own. I think the most crucial part of this routine is number one, setting your face, using a good primer, using that foundation I think is like key. Like I struggle finding foundations that really like don't break up around my nose when I get super oily in the heat, and that's just one of those that is amazing. Okay, so I put my lashes to dry real quick, but next what I'm going to do is pop on some more blush. This is a really nice palette from LA Girl, you guys. You can get LA Girl at CVS and also Ulta for sure that I know of. And this is their Island Hottie palette, and you guys, it has a really nice mix of like matte and shimmery blushes. This was probably my favorite, this one right here. So it's really peachy and has like a nice glow to it, and I'm basically only going to put this on the apples of my cheeks. That's basically the end of everything that goes on my face wise, and I kind of wanted to give you guys like a full rundown of that. And I'm just going to quickly set my face. I'm going to go in with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. This is a staple. Like if there's anything you take out of this is the foundation and this spray. This spray is incredible. Literally, I wore this on my wedding day and it kept my makeup together. It was so hot on my wedding day, and a drugstore spray like killed it, you know? So definitely pick this up. I'm gonna spray it on my face and then I'll be right back to show you guys the finished product. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I honestly use these exact same products so many times in my videos. More than anything, I think that what you could take away from this is that you have to find something that really works for your skin, and you have to know your skin issues. Aside from the foundation, I think part of what's really important about this is the primer, especially for me because my nose gets so oily, and I know that everybody has like oil patches, or at least most people do, on their face. Some people it's their chin, some people it's their forehead. What I would recommend is definitely picking up this e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer and putting it on those areas because it will fill in any pores that you have and it will keep you matte, and it's just such a great primer. Okay guys, so it is many hours later. You can see my hair looks like a hot mess. It's been 12 hours. I started filming at 11 and it's 11:17 p.m. right now. And this is what my makeup looks like. So my lip is completely gone. But I'm gonna zoom you guys in real quick so that you guys can really see. So I make a lot of facial expressions and you can really see it. I also don't wear sunglasses, especially when I'm wearing like a full face like this. And so you can see like me squinting from the sun. These little lines right here have kind of formed, but it's not terrible, and especially in pictures, like even makeup like this in a photo will look fine. And you can definitely see how oily my nose looks. Also, I did wear a mask today. I went to I went to Sam's Club because I have a membership there now, and so I had to wear a mask, and you can actually see the line right here where it like kind of broke up there, and really just around my nose area you see these little spots of like where the makeup broke up. And I'm not blotted or anything at all throughout the day. Also, my smile lines, you can see those on both sides. Above my lip, I've eaten today. But the only like blotting I've done is just kind of like with my finger, which is actually removing even more makeup. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what your favorite summer like stay makeup type products are. And I will see you all in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.